que ya está grabando. No, todavía, espérenme
No.
un segundo. Ya, ok.
Ya.
1, 2, 3, vamos a mostrar mi pantalla y vamos a dar inicio. Solo un segundo, déjenme. ¿Ven mi pantalla?
Sí. Yes.
Ya, ok, vamos a dar inicio en 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. So we're going to have a review on our last topic and also our previous topic before that, that was countable and uncountable nouns, because we're going to do a couple of exercises in Aula Virtual. So it's very important for you to have that knowledge fresh in your memory, so you will have a 10 out of 10 in those exercises, right? I would like to stress and I would like to repeat this topic again, because some of you, well, I don't know, maybe had some questions, maybe you were not clear about something, but we're going to go over this again because you will use it through your whole life. Okay, so present perfect simple. So who can tell me what is the structure of the present perfect simple? Anyone?
Subject, subject, verb, subject, auxiliary verb, and complement.
Subject? You sure? So subject. Subject is what could be the subject?
I hear you
Exactly.
appreciate with your day, but it's important that él has or
Right.
has
So
or
you
have.
have to keep in mind the person who you're talking about. So if you're talking about I, you, we, they, you have to use what verb? What is the auxiliary verb that goes with that? Have. Exactly. Have. All right. And how about he, she, or it? What is the auxiliary verb that goes with that? Has. All right. Why? Why is it has? Yes. Why?
Has
Is a third person, right?
The third
This one.
person.
He, she, it is a third person, right? Because you're talking about someone else. It could be a male, a female, or a thing, or an animal. All right. So that's the subject. Then you can have the auxiliary verb, have or has, depending on the subject. And then it comes the verb in what form, in what tense. What is the tense of the verb? Past. What type of past? Past participle. Yes. Past
participle.
participle. Exactly.
Participle.
Yes. It has to be past participle. In this case, we can see in your screen that these verbs are almost the same as the past simple. Some of those verbs do not change, like work. You see? Do you know any other verb that doesn't change? Like you just add the ed to form the past participle. What is another verb that doesn't change? Can you give me an example?
Play.
Play, exactly. Yes. So you can say I have played soccer during my childhood. Well, you're still in your childhood. Okay. So played. That's right. And how about this verb? What type of verb is this? You see that it changed completely. So what type of verb is that? Is it regular or
Irregular.
irregular?
Irregular.
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 Exactly, yes,
Irregular.
because it changes completely. So the base form of that verb is to write. So it had changed to written. Can you give an example of another irregular verb that changes completely? Any other verb?
Be.
Be, yes, yes. What would be the past participle of be? Do you know that?
Been.
Been, yes, B-E-E-N, been. So I have been working, for instance. I have been working, but that would be something else. But that would be I have been working for Saint Dominic for the last 3 months, something like that. All right. So after that, you have to use the complement. The complement can be anything, but what are the things that you cannot use for complement? Remember, in your student book, we saw a couple of things that you cannot use when using the present perfect. What are the things that you cannot say, that you cannot use when using the present perfect?
Next week.
Yeah, that will be the future. Yes, exactly. How about last week? Can you use last week when talking about the present perfect? Last week
Yes.
or last month? Yes. Are you sure?
No, no.
No,
No?
because
Exactly.
we talk in present, not in future, in
Um,
past.
actually, you talk in past because the present perfect is about something that happened in the past, sometime in the past. You are not given a specific time, and you are not sure if that action will continue in the present. But remember this, or something that is obvious in the present. Take a look at this. Remember the dirty car, the wash car, and the clean car. So for the present perfect, you cannot say last week, last month, last year, yesterday. That's not correct. What is that tense? If we use last week, last month, or yesterday, what would be that tense? What's the name of that tense? Do
Simple
you know
past.
that? Simple past,
Simple past.
exactly. Good. Simple past. That's something that happened and finished completely. Okay? So this is a perfect example. You have this presentation. I attach it in Irukai. You have it already. So please read it. It's very important for you to read it before going to Aula Virtual and doing the exercise. The thing is that the exercise in Aula Virtual is very simple. You just have to keep in mind the type of auxiliary verb we use. So the auxiliary verb we use in the present perfect, what were the auxiliary verbs? There are two. What were the auxiliary
Have
verbs? Have or has, depending on what? On this, right?
on the subject.
On the subject. Exactly. So that's the key to complete the exercise in Aula Virtual. So if you're talking about a thing, an animal, or someone else, could be he or she, that will be what verb it goes? Have or has? Has, exactly. Yes, it should be has because it's a third person. So that is the key. So you have to keep in mind have or has. That's the only thing that you have to do in this exercise. Just select the right answer, either have or has. That's it. All right. That's the first exercise because you have two exercises. This one and one related to the countable and uncountable nouns. This is something easy, but you have to be very careful when reading the words, right? Because can you tell me a liquid, is it countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable. Why? Because you cannot say I have one water, two waters. That's not correct, right? Okay. So here we have, can you see the presentation? Is it showing countable and uncountable? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to do a little exercise. So what will be the word that comes before bread?
A
A,
breath.
really?
A breath. A breath. I don't know.
Some bread. Some.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yes. Remember, in Spanish, we count, we do, we can count bread. We can say un pan, dos panes. The thing is that in English, To count the bread, you have to count slices. So one slice of bread is the same with pizza. You cannot count pizza. You can count slices of pizza. All right? That's the
Okay.
key. Next exercise. All right. So we have choose the correct option. This is easy. What will be the answer?
An apple.
An apple.
An apple.
An
What
Apple.
will be all right? So why do we have to go with an? Because of this, right? The vowel, right? Because whenever you have a noun that starts with a vowel, you must use an, right? And that is countable or uncountable. Apple,
countable.
countable. Yes, because you can say two apples, three apples. That's correct. The thing is that you have to keep in mind when you have a noun and that noun has a plural, then that will be countable. If it doesn't have a plural, if it sounds weird, then that will be uncountable. All right, like this. Remember, something that you can cut and serve into slices, like bread, is it countable or uncountable? Like cheese, in this case, can you cut cheese
Countable.
and make slices of cheese?
Countable.
Countable. Countable.
Are you sure?
Uncountable.
Uncountable. Remember, keep
Uncountable.
in mind when you can cut things like cheese, like bread, like pizza, those things are uncountable. You count slices, you count pieces, but you don't count the thing like cheese. All right. So, do you have much or many cheese?
Many.
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 Sure.
Many.
Are you
Much.
sure?
Much.
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 Exactly. Yes. Much goes with uncountable nouns. Much cheese. All right. You have this presentation. I will send it to you so you can practice. It's very colorful and it has smiley faces and everything. So you'll be okay. All right. How about this? Is
Adult.
it
Adult.
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 adult?
Adult.
Yes.
Adult.
Yes. 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 Is it countable or uncountable?
Countable.
All right. You got it. Yeah. This is very simple, very easy. So you can keep practicing with this exercise. It has 17 slides for you to practice in your spare time, for you to keep in mind if something is countable or uncountable. Remember, liquids, cakes, breads, what else? Pizza, cheese, coffee, lemonade. Those things are uncountable because remember in Spanish, whenever you want to count something like a liquid, you need liters, milliliters, or grams if it is something solid. All right.
Yes.
So you have to keep that in mind. If you cannot count, if you have to add like a liter, half a liter, a quarter, that will be uncountable. Okay. So that's the key. That's the second exercise that you have to do in Aula Virtual. You have to choose. I will give you a noun like orange, and the options are countable or uncountable. You have to choose if that noun is countable or uncountable. That's the key. Okay, so that will be the second exercise. Both exercises will be available today only, and it will be available at 12 at noon. Okay,
Okay.
so after this talk, we will go to Aula Virtual and do those exercises. Okay,
Okay.
I will stop my recording now